Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. I'm old school, but I keep it funky fresh, y'all. And this is deep, y'all. I'm from the deep, y'all. And what you get is what you motherfucking see.
Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is. My name is Jaime, giving you the Vince on headlines that you didn't even know you needed. And with that said, hit that subscription and turn on that notification button because I'm here twice a week. And don't forget to smash that like button once in a while because I would really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all you new viewers out there. And away we go with some new vents. I know it's a day early, but I couldn't help it. This vent couldn't wait, humans. I know I'm usually Wednesday and Saturday guy, but shit, all this stuff is happening sometimes, and all this stuff happened, and like I just couldn't wait. I couldn't wait, humans. I had to get this vent out. And here we go. Okay, so our prez, Project 46, the dude himself, wants us to go green, right? He wants us to go green, and I feel like we ain't ready to go green yet, humans. I feel like we ain't ready to go green yet. I'm for it. I am for it, clean air, save the planet. I'm for that stuff. But I feel like we are not ready. Every time, we seem to be, gas prices are rising and thinks we're just going to go buy a fucking Tesla or some shit or a Prius or some kind of fucking hybrid car, instead of paying all this fucking, $20 gas shit. We ain't ready yet. You know what I'm saying? California, Texas, and India. All right, the people, these guys who are their operators, the power grid operators there, like the engineers and shit, are warning everybody of that they're struggling right now to supply us with the on-demand power. Like not only here from Texas to California and possibly, going all the way across to New York, but they're talking about these areas specifically. They are warning us of dangers of having to have on purpose scheduled blackouts, during peak crazy times of weather, like heat waves, for instance, and other fucking periods of weather too. Humans, like say there was fucking 100 degrees outside, and Arizona gets crazy hot, and areas that get over triple digits in temperatures, and areas that are real hot and humid. And see really humid temperatures that are really uncomfortable for people, especially if you have any kind of respiratory issues and shit like that. Then they decide to just turn your AC off and shit. Just all of a sudden oh, it's too hot. Who you voting for this year? Me? This should be shutting our shit off. They're telling us that they're calling it rolling out blackouts and shit. During crazy times of your weather. You can come home and, it's hot ass day. Maybe you worked outside or you work in a hot factory, wherever it is you do. It's just hot outside and you want to get an escape and all you got is your home with that, air conditioning. Whether it's a window unit or if you got it central air or you got one of those fucking ones that sit in the room with the tube you got to stick out the window, that kind of shit. And all of a sudden you just turn it on and it don't fucking work. It just don't work. Your bills are paid. You're like, what the hell's going on? You're going to call DTE and shit. What's going on? They're like, what's going on? And all the phones will be busy and your wait time will be forever. And it ain't going to be on the news. And then all of a sudden, finally, a little bar will come on the bottom. And it'll fucking say scheduled fucking blackouts for this month in this area in this region till this time. So we're going to have days and shit like that with no fucking energy, no power or anything because these motherfuckers are going to have to save shit. If they want us to go green so bad, maybe you should fix the power grid. Maybe beef it up a little bit. Maybe give the power grid some steroids. Give it some PEDs. Because you're gonna have a lot of people sucking up all that energy if we all got a bunch of cars to plug in. That's all I'm saying, Mr. Government. Mr. Biden. Mr. Man. Mr. Come On Man. So, picture let's say 52% of the population all of a sudden just goes electric. That would probably be a big strain on the power grid all over the place. Everybody just be plugging shit in. I know the government would be happy because they'd be getting all that fucking money. Oh shit. He'd be cha-cha-cha-ching. The real money packs would be coming out cha-ching, ding, 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 because the key's silent. But anyways, you're fucking They could just be fucking just juicing up and like making all this fucking money and just shutting our shit off. And then they want to talk about like wind farms and shit. Like, yeah, we're going to go solar and like wind farms. You know, like, you know, type 1 civilizations are able to do this according to science that we science is made up. Or let's say know about some. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to, you know, bring this UFO shit out. They'd be like, type 1 civilizations can, you know, use the energy of their planet's star or sun. You know, when they talk about other places, like they will use their star, you know, but here we use our sun, you know, motherfuckers, you know, pick one. Anyways, they want to go like, they're talking about like wind farms and shit, right? And like the wind farms are cool. It's a cool idea. But they claim that like these wind farms don't even produce like a consistent amount of energy because apparently there's not always wind to push these damn things. So inside these things, they got a fucking alternator and they got to fucking fill this big ass fucking, these big giant fucking Duracell batteries. Not really Duracells. They ain't plugging them. So they got these big fucking giant ass batteries. Who knows the size of them and what other mines they had to dig in to get those fucking pieces of lithium to make those big ass giant fucking batteries. They got to charge this fucking big battery to store all this shit because there ain't no wind today. You know, but and then they say the wind that the charging, the stuff that it produces in its battery, you know, gets sucked up so quick, it takes longer to fill that fucking thing and charge it than it does to fucking use it, you know? So it's, you know, it has to produce a consistent amount of energy, but it doesn't. That makes me think that we ain't ready. You know, I'm just saying, I'm not like saying like, oh, you have to go green or you have to go, I'm just saying, I don't just think we're ready yet. Because of all these things you just read. They're in all media outlets. I'm not going to just pick one and, you know, plug the news outlets that I read these on. I mean, you can go to any one. It was like on every one. I mean, you could just pick as soon as you searched it, you know, California, Texas, and India, fucking power grid issues. And it was like all the articles popped up. And they were just like, look, if y'all keep plugging shit in, we're going to have to shut it off. Just like we had lockdowns and shit. Like, oh, man. Or back in the day when we had TV programming, in my young days, you're about to hear some shit. When I was super young, I caught the end of it. TV wasn't 24-hour programming. There was a time when it wasn't. Like I said before in a way previous episode. But it was like a midnight or whatever, and they played a fucking anthem, and then the fucking TV would shut off. It'd be all static, like in Poltergeist. You know, that like in Poltergeist shit, that shit would really happen. You hear the national anthem, and then fucking just static, TV be off. And that's how they started programming us and shit. Like, oh, no more TV, y'all. Go to bed. And they were like, well, there ain't no more TV. Might as well, you know, have sex and go to bed. You know, so that's it was happening back then. And then fucking all of a sudden they started like, maybe we got an idea. Let's do 24-hour, 24/7 programming. You don't want to sleep because then we can put more ads. You know, then the ad game started. Started seeing tab commercials and shit. You know. And all them fucking commercials with everybody in them crazy sweatsuits with the super tall socks and fucking, it was like bathing suits and workout shit, which came back. You know, now every singer that is a female has to perform in a fucking half damn stripper outfit, but they got, you know, they're clothed damn near almost not. It came back to that. But I can't say it came back to that because in the 80s, they still like wore like leg warmers and spandex under that shit. So you couldn't see like no skin. And if it was like the skin colored ones, like the pantyhose and shit. Like, so it was like always covered. Now shit ain't barely covered at all. It's like, oh, here's a little strip and a strip here, you know, because the FCC might be watching you on TV. So you got to cover at least your nipples and, you know, your vagina just a little bit and just, you know, something in the back. And, you know, then you can go ahead and sing. But, you know, I just think that's wild now, the way times have changed. Just a little bit. But back to this grid shit, man. I just don't think we're ready, humans. That's all I said. That's all I'm saying. These big-ass batteries. And the motherfuckers can't even run that long. But I bet anyone, I want to bet any one of you humans out there, you know, that, like, say this shit really happened. You know, we get into this, you know, crazy future and shit, like this, what that fucking weird dude said in the reset, right? So he fucking says, like, I'll bet any of you, like, our power will shut off, but it will always work when the government has to give us a speech and tell us, like, the new rules and shit. And that's scary. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, all the power be off. It's like, fuck, man, we can't watch nothing. Ain't no more sitcoms. You know, ain't no funny shit. You know, what stuff you got downloaded? Let's watch it for the 95th time today. You know, let's watch again. And then fucking, it's like, boom, boom, you get power and the shit comes on. Oh, the TV's coming on. Let's see what's watching. And then fucking, it's just the government talking like, now you can't breathe between this time and this time. You know, and we're like, shit. And everybody's going to be like, what are we going to do now when we can't breathe? So they're going to have to, we innovate and make all these crazy tubes so it looks like we ain't breathing when we're breathing to survive. And shit will get crazier and crazier when they take away more and more of our rights. But seriously, humans, to think that we are going from being free and wild, like back in the 60s, it was like or 70s and all that, when there was like the free love and everybody was like in the hippies and having fun and love not war, when all this crazy shit was going on, like war. And then like now, like war's still happening, and like every time, and like it was still like free, like freer, like people were still like wilder and freer, and we're still kind of free and wild. But it feels like they're trying to take it away, like the times are trying to change, where we won't be like as wild as free. Like what if we get into some kind of like pretty, like city prison type shit, and it ain't like, man, that's just crazy to talk about, like, because it feels like they always want to push their boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like the government come and like push their boundaries like all the time, and if they push like a little more every time, it's like a little bit more every time. And then they want to take more and get control of more. I feel like we're in one of those like supervillain movies and shit. Like they're just coming and take over the world. I almost feel like that way is coming sometimes, and it gives me chills because I don't want it to. But it's weird when you see like they're trying to like take away everything, especially they're starting with a way to protect ourselves. They're trying to eliminate that first, and then it's probably going to be one of the checkmate moves. As soon as they eliminate our way to protect ourselves, our right to protect ourselves, I guess. I don't know if I should be thinking like that. On a conspiracy way, it's kind of fun, to have fun with the, what if. And then you turn on the news and they're like, we want to take away the way, the way you protect yourself. And it's like, shit, stop doing that. What are we, stop manifesting that, stop thinking it. But like I said, they push their boundaries all the time to try to, gain control and more control, and they push in their boundaries to see what they can get away with. It's almost like the Raptors in the Jurassic Park movies and shit. And I'm talking about the smart Raptors, not the fucking new ones that was stupid as shit and started working with humans. Fucking they're dumbasses. See what happened to them. Fucking island blew up and shit. But they're like, I'm talking about the first Jurassic Park motherfuckers that were smart, fucking learned how to fucking get out that shit and learn the boundaries and learn what these fucking dudes was doing. Them ones. Not the ones that fucking wanted to work with us. The real smart ones. They was like scary predators testing boundaries, and trying to take some shit. And that's what I feel like this feels a little bit like those Raptors. The smart ones. And I'm a little frightened by it. Just a little frightened by it. But I don't know about you humans. But I feel like they talk about that reset and all that shit. Like I feel like this reset's gonna suck. If this is what's happening, this is gonna suck. We ain't gonna be able to do shit. Have fun. No emotions. I don't know what's going to go on. It's going to be like that Giver movie. Like, everybody's going to be like, don't you love me? And they'll be like, you don't say that term no more. I'm like, oh, shit. You're going to be all confused. And I don't know, man. I just feel like it's going to suck. That guy, what's his name? Klaus Schwab. The dude is like scary as hell to me. I feel like he's got that fucking Thanos glove and he's got the fucking Infinity Stones again. And my man's about to fucking be like, and that's going to be the reset one. He's like, that's what I'm talking about. And he's going to be like, I told you. And he's going to snap that shit. We're going to be a fucking scared as hell. That's scary, this dude. This dude freaks me out. Like, I feel like he's got that glove, some supervillain glove, and he's going to fucking push. Or he's got like the Ark of the Covenant and shit, and we don't even know. How does someone start a World Economic Forum anyway? You just fucking like what? You got a lot of money, and then you get like some kind of like fucking business license. Like they give you some kind of like business license that you can start fucking a business, like any type of business or company or organization you want. And then you get this cool ass fucking title. And they give you this cool ass title. And then bang, like now you can control the world. Like, now you're the World Economic Forum. I want to. He's the one who started it. They say he's the founder or some shit, like and chairman. Obviously, if you fucking made it. But how the hell you can be like, oh, my club's bigger than your club, and we're going to run the world club. You can't join the world club. Like, how do presidents be real presidents if there's someplace called the World Economic Forum that, like, controls your shit, that produces our leaders? How is that dude really in charge if this dude produces leaders? Like, what does that guy's power have? It sounds like he has a lot because it seems like this dude creeps me out. Like, I mean, he's quoted in saying some creepy shit. You know, he said, you know, the you know what, the pandemic, he said, represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect and reimagine and reset our world. I don't like that. And he's super old, and he shouldn't be saying things that's frightening us like this. And people don't know that he might be saying this stuff, and it's kind of creepy. He said a new world could emerge, the contours of which incumbent on us. Wait. A new world can emerge, the contours on which it is incumbent on us to reimagine and to redraw. Why does it have to be like him? Like, just because you're in the World Economic Forum doesn't mean that you get to choose like how we draw out the shit. You know, if we want to make the new world, why the hell do we got to listen to your ass on how to make the damn world? That's weird. If it was only that easy to just start a business, like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to start the World Planet Economic Forum, and now we'll run the planet, you know, and I'll just come out here and make speeches and be like, you know, I want to reset the reset. You know, after that reset, I will Control-Alt-Delete and reset the reset. I don't know why I have to have an accent. I feel like, because I don't know, because he does. And I was just retaliating, you know, trying to be like a little snarky towards him. Like, you know, I will reset your reset, you know, just the way Biden reversed like Trump shit, you know. It's wild because like he attacked that dude like crazy. I didn't even like the dude really, but I mean, it's better than what was happening now, I guess, like I've said before, but sheesh. It was like one dude said America first, and he was like, oh, yeah, well, he's a racist, and he needs to get out of here, and he's a danger to that country. I'm like, why? He said America first. Shut up. You're a racist for saying that he's not. Or now they're saying, like, you're a racist. I was listening to an article. Well, it was someone reading an article. It was an audio. And they were saying how people are claiming like this cancel shit going on is so fucking like in our new press secretary and like all these people are saying all these things are so sensitive. Like now if you they say if you have a problem with food shortage, like, you know, if you complain about food shortage, that you're racist. So if I got a problem with it, I can't get food, and now I'm a racist. That's fucking what? Humans, come on, man. This is crazy. This is getting crazy now. They're like saying if you complain about anything that's happening, like even our new prez, that you're racist. If you complain about the shortages, the formula stuff, you claim about anything with our borders, that we're like anything that's happening right now during with our government's producing, we're racist. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy, humans, to even say that. And you would be like, oh, because you're mad at them and you're angry and you want to try to agree. No, I'm not a racist. Whether you try to put it on whatever you're trying to put it on. I happen to be a minority, fools. And I can't even. This is just wild to hear these people. Like now you can't even think about shit because they're going to just put all these stupid labels and they're just trying to just separate all day. Pretty soon, we're going to have like certain little, like we're going to come outside and we're going to have so much fucking separation. Like we're going to have certain lanes you can't even drive on at certain times. Like you already got place. I don't even want to go there, man. You can't even, it's getting bananas. That's all I can say, humans. This is getting ridiculous. And I hope shit changes. And I got a question before I get out of here, humans. How did this like monkeypox get started? You've been hearing all these crazy stories and rumors about this moneypox, right? And yeah, I said moneypox. The K is silent where I'm from because I feel it's like another money grab. But anyways, I wonder how this got started. It was just flying all through the news. I don't even know what it is. I got to link it up more and see what happens. I'm like, how did it get started? You know, maybe it got started like this. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. And if you did, I'd appreciate if you would hit that like button with a subscription and turn on those notifications because I'm here twice a week. And this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.
Yes, yes.